Alright guys, the final showdown between Dinky and Hut right now. And so we got the first Mongolians game that I've actually casted today and for the tournament. Although I might go back and cast some other games in the other games in the tournament I haven't already covered that I didn't get to cover live. But yeah, we got Dinky on his Mongols, instantly moving the town centre over next to this wood line. While on HRE, you got Hut, who's looking at going for the water to start the game off. Ovu already going down here for Dinky. It's just distance gathering there at the moment. Whoop. What's going on? What's she doing? Is she going to throw down a gur? Right up. What are you doing, lady? What is she doing? Dinky, what are you doing? Ah, okay. Is he going to rush? Yeah. Interesting. So an early barracks versus an early dock. Very early walling off here by Hut. But I don't understand why Dinky had that villager sitting there. But I mean, I guess if he brought it back, he could always have gathered. I don't know, he had a gathering over here, so it's not like there was only like 5 seconds worth. Okay, I guess I'm overanalyzing it, because he wants to have it next to the Gur for double speed spearman production. Because I guess it just puts their cost into stone rather than making you cost 2 as well. Okay. So the spearman heading out into the map. So even with an opening like this, the game ends up going for 28 minutes. Unbelievable. We are in for a treat for this decider, guys. So Hut, in the meanwhile, just got a pellet at home, just giving the villagers the zhuzh. So fishing boats galore here for Hut. But Dinky got some spearmen down over this way. And another up here along with the Khan. I don't actually know how all these work. Okay. Increase armor, attack speed, movement speed. Oh, alright. Never really checked out Mongols all that much. They seem busted. Hella busted. But anyway, that aside, Hut's managed to wall himself in here. Dinky's slowly trying to harass it with his spearmen. Meanwhile, the Khan can take little pot shots at stuff as it travels around. Man, they really are busted. I mean, what? They look really unique and cool. I mean, those two things don't necessarily have to be one and the same. They just often are. But looks like our players, well, Dinky at least, aging up. Hut, not yet seeing age up incoming, but another pair of spearmen. So Dinky must just be waiting for 2 stone. Just enough food. Or is he going to cut spearman production there? Can we able to tear down that wall? But Hut's going to be able to look at transitioning to his age 2. And I suppose it's going to be hard for Dinky's not going to be able to fit units there to actually harass this, is he? Yeah, nah, he wouldn't be able to fit anything down there. So he's going to try and chip away at the dock and force Hut just to have to replace the dock later or just cut his losses. Because it's probably too late now to follow up with something to deal with that. Especially considering his age 2 is even further behind. Man, these guys are really pesky, aren't they? It'll just slowly take down 2 health at a time. If you just park it there. Another 17 shots and he'll get the kill. There we go. Now the prelate's gonna have to heal them up rather than empowering. It's just, I guess, slowly must reduce the amount of time he spends empowering and the overall, I guess, eco impact the prelate has. And what, the Khan gets hardened as you age up? Okay. Must do 1 more damage as well. But Dinky really inside Hut's base at the moment. Just checking his temperature. It's cool how when you age up, different buildings have like adjacent patches of land that just go up. Like little streets and hamlets and stuff. Like, look at this shit. This is so homely, man. Like, that's not even a part of the building, man. That's fucking dope. That's hella dope. Like, look at this, man. That's all because these buildings are huts and he didn't even, like, build that there. He just built the building. Hella dope. Anyway. Back to the game. Hut's managed to sneak another dock in. But, oh, he's going to be able to get the walls all off too. This is good for him. But Dinky, going to have to, well, going to be able to focus it all back down once again. What's the villager going to do in the meantime? Can it garrison inside the dock and take up one of the spaces the fishing ship otherwise would, or is it worth deleting that segment to get like 1 wood back? Anyway, it looks like Hut's... Oh, is that Dinky going to age 3 already? While Hut... Yeah, both players working towards age 3. Hut with slightly less villagers. And slightly faster on it. But so far all we've really seen is a lot of tug of war over this water. And without Hut actually making any army for it. So it's a game of cat and mouse here. Dinky applying the pressure on the dock once again. He's going to be able to get this one for free. But both players are going to be able to go to Castle Age for free behind this. So this produces units in 1/5 of the regular time. How busted is that? So busted versus busted. Thank you for the follow. Anyway, sorry guys. Ooh, okay. So this is like a crazy gold step. Gold gur. Okay. So now we're going to start seeing some action. The dock's gone down for a second time. We'll see if Hut replaces it. And in the meanwhile, thank you for the follow, and sorry if I sound a bit crook. I've got a cold. Might have actually finally caught COVID after 2 and a bit years. So yeah. Anyways, I'm feeling alright though. So let's keep the show rolling. Bit of a garrison for the spearmen, because the spearmen are going to get royally fucked up by man-at-arms, but in the tower I think they are going to deal slightly more damage against the armoured, the heavy infantry, the man-at-arms. But it's really going to mean they're not going to die instantly. I mean, if Dinky just goes this way, and then sends the spears this way, you can always get them out for free out of the tower. Like, disengage them from the knights doing that. Ooh, in the meanwhile, the Khan has been harassing the villagers once again. It's attracted the attention of a man-at-arms. So the number one thing about Mongols is just be annoying, I guess. Not annoying enough, Dinky. Get closer so you can be annoying again. That's the way. That's the way. Be annoying. That's it. That's it. Let's be annoying with that silly Khan unit. In the meanwhile, got some lancers coming in here. Nice charge, and they disengage in time as well. Ooh, but not quickly enough to escape the tower. Surprised Hutt hasn't tried again for the dock, but I suppose now it's a bit risky. And meanwhile, he really wants to put focus in leaving man-at-arms free to cover for where he wants to get his prelates, because if he can get the if he can get the relics away, I think there is an upgrade that makes his man-at-arms stronger based on the relics he has. Or have I got that confused with an AoE 2 Civ? But then on top of that, I think one of the other Age 3 landmark gives you double relic gold, while Burgrave, you know, gives you insane production. A nice little pick there for Hutt, because Stinky not able to disengage the long swordsman there. They might end up being useful later on if Hutt ever decides to field knights or horsemen. Ooh, the crossbowman though, gonna need to be in position to get some shots off without getting maced to death here. While Hutt really steaming forward. Really aggressive stuff, really great stuff with these man-at-arms. Good spread of them to fight both the lancers and crossbowmen, who are running for their lives. But Dinky's going to keep most of these guys alive, and he's going to be able to keep chipping down the man-at-arms in a good garrison micro there. He's going to be able to hold them up for now. He still kept all these guys over here alive too. He even had a lancer in there. So Dinky creeping forward with his towers. And Hutt still hasn't yet looked at going back on the water. And Dinky managing to find a lot of sheep. He's kept that Khan active just about all game. Been impressive how much work he's put in with the Khan. Here he is cautiously creeping forward. Hutt hasn't got a lot of an army at the moment. Got a lot in the bank in terms of gold, but he's sort of messed up his food eco at the moment. He's sort of waiting to get enough food to be able to spam the man-at-arms. So here we go. There we go. Things are looking better for him. In fact, he's trying to get veteran upgrades. Meanwhile, Dinky is trying to harass him and keep the man-at-arms he does have busy. But Hut trying to segment off the map, keep these hunt villagers safe. And I think he's pretty confident this one up here is not going to get found anytime soon, but maybe a little bit too slow in securing here. And all these guys are going to have to now retreat back into the base. So now Hut forced to garrison quite a lot. They'll have land snatch, is that how you say it? And the swordsman and the man-at-arms on both sides of his base. So Dinky looking at securing sacreds now. Hut trying to creep forward with this little ball of man-at-arms, but it's sort of surrounded between the outposts. With the upgraded towers chipping away at the units. Oh, but Hut has managed to take the water again. So this will slow down Dinky a bit. Especially the fact that it's a Hulk, it'll be able to really put a hole in a lot of these units. But while it's sitting there, it's just taking pot shots from the tower and... Oh, there we go. Hut's brought it just outside of range. And he's back to fishing once again. But Dinky's trying to pressure this outer outpost and stop any gold gathering. And right now, Hut's not worrying about any gold gathering. He's only bothering... Oh, that's even got a relic garrisoned in it. Well, that tower hits like a truck. 35% extra damage and 20% extra weapon range. And it's still generating the gold. That's Ember. And while this is all going on, Dinky has both sacred sites secured. He's going to look at towering up the map from here. Those villagers are under threat, bro. Go and deal with them. Hut has plenty of units here to deal with this. So Dinky's going to have to retreat. Dinky just deciding where he wants to get his towers. Oh, actually, no. Sorry. He got the tower built, and then this outpost with the relic is just too strong. Too good for you. So Dinky's going to have to try and push somewhere else. He can't just fight straight into this tower with Hut's army here, because the relic empowerment is going to be very hard to deal with. Did Dinky end up getting any relics in the end? Where did they put their relics? I don't know. We'll do a bit of investigative journalism. Where do Mongols put their relics? Oh, here we go, prayer tent. There's a couple of relics. A piece. Guess we got 4 to 2. Four to 2 to Hut at the moment in terms of the relics. But Dinky does have the sacreds, so I don't think the relic gold is going to turn things around before the sacred victory comes in. But in saying that, this isn't good for Dinky, and this is great for Hut. He's managed to reclaim this with just a villager and an archer. He's going to be able to throw up an outpost and snatch back the sacred site, but Dinky's ready to try and take out the outpost and try and have one last fight with Hut, I think. There we go. So he's getting in position. Is he going to go the outpost first? So it does have stronger armor. It's going to mean it's going to take a couple more treb shots than a regular tower, but only a couple more. Emergency repairs is going to mean it does get a free repair off. But Dinky can keep replacing towers. He's got the eco to do so at the moment. And he has still got possession of that sacred site. Hut's not actually stayed around to take it back off him. Here we go. He's moved a Vil back onto it? No. He's going to... What? I have no idea what's going on there. So rather than denying the sacred site, I guess he's just gonna gather food. Anyway, that Ember Tower is still persisting. Should only take another shot or two. But meanwhile, the cavalry being chased by a whole bunch of veteran spearmen. So these are lancers, not knights. Wrong civ. If the lancers manage to find something of Huts, it can be very drastic here. Because I mean, there's these gold gatherers out here. This is Hut's main wood line at the moment. He hasn't looked at transitioning to here or over here, but so that tower does fall. And another outpost. Emergency repairs going in for it. Good use of the Springalds just on the edge of the radius. The tower. Going to snipe one of the trebuchets. And Dinky splitting up all of his range units before he takes this fight, and he's kiting this really, really well. Hut's also creeping forward as best he can. The Springalds are safe. So Hut having to bring everything back, and the tower's going to get a couple of good kills. Basically one-shotting any ranged unit that comes into its area of effect. 82 damage. All this Springald is going to go down quickly. Some good use of the Springalds here from Hut now, destroying both of Dinky's Springalds. I ended up seeing what happened to the Knights. I think they must have... Oh no, did they clean up here? No, they've disengaged. So everything's... We're building up another Springald here. Meanwhile, Dinky wrapping around. Has he seen this? He hasn't seen it yet. But he's going to see it. So Dinky's seeing that while all this is going on, Hut's now going, oh shit, now I've got to deal with that as well. So he's sort of stuck backing out. There's a lot of towers there to clean up, but he's finally going to take control of the sacred site problem. In the meanwhile, he's going to lose a couple of villages, and these guys going to flee back to base. But Dinky's in a great spot here at the moment. Even though he's lost his sacred, sight win con countdown. He's looking really healthy in terms of score at the moment. He's taken a slightly stronger fight, and I think his eco is just a little bit better than Hut's. He just hasn't bled as many villagers. I think he's just been a bit faster. With field production behind all this as well. Look at all this overkill of the villagers though. So Hut, in the meanwhile, basically broke other than a gold bank. I mean, it's a pretty substantial gold bank, but behind this he's not going to have the wood or food to actually replace anything if this fight goes wrong. So he's creeping forward, he's relying on this all going his way. They've both got a good number of towers here. It's just a ranged line versus a ranged line at the moment. These Springles will be able to just one-shot anything here as well. But Dinky having a retreat. Meanwhile, he's still got those lances just sitting there waiting. He's outposted in the meanwhile. No upgrades on them just yet. Here we go. That one's got arrow slits. Sorry, it's a spring-ord emplacement, not the arrow slits. Arrow slits is useless. Meanwhile, the lancers are back at work, but there's no wood here anymore. So the wood line has shifted over here for Hut. Looking at tearing down all these outposts. Well, the wood line's not here. I think he's thinking it must be over here. Meanwhile, Hut trying to do what he can to snatch back the sacred site, make it his. He's flipped it from neutral. He made sure to get some towers first before he looked at trying to convert it his way. He's already cleared that gold mine as well. But meanwhile, I think he might be ready to make a push once again. So Hut 149 pop. Dinky maxed out at 200, so this might be it, guys. Even though he might bleed a little bit more at the front line here with these bows, I think he's got just enough to keep on shoving here, and in the meanwhile, the Lancers are going to be able to torch a house or two, or maybe get on top of a handful of villages. And Hut, I don't know if he's going to be able to keep massing up behind this. He hasn't really got a lot of food in the bank at the moment. GG, well played. We have our victor in Dinky King. And thank you for tuning in, guys. I'm afraid I couldn't do that live because I had family commitments. But yeah, thanks for watching. Well played to our contestants. And